Hello abroad education aspirants and parents. Welcome to EduJob 360, your trusted YouTube channel for education, jobs, and careers, featuring 180+ highly valuable and insightful videos to support your success. Planning to study abroad? Critical research reveals persistent challenges. 21 years of global data analyzed across 175 studies. Over 6.9 million international students face identical obstacles worldwide. Today's presentation exposes what universities don't tell you. Knowledge protects your investment and future success. The global picture. International student numbers reached over 6.9 million globally by 2024, demonstrating continuous growth. Students cross borders seeking better education, career prospects, and personal development opportunities. Popular destinations include USA, UK, Australia, and Canada, attracting maximum international enrollments. Economic advancement, technological access, and cultural factors drive international education growth significantly. These students contribute billions annually to host countries' economies and education budgets. Surprisingly, obstacles faced remain unchanged despite 2 decades of awareness and research. Following are the major challenges faced by international students. Sociocultural challenges. Sociocultural difficulties emerged as most researched challenge affecting overwhelming majority of international students. Homesickness and loneliness appear immediately upon arrival, causing significant emotional distress initially. Students struggle without familiar support systems, cultural foods, and comfortable social environments. Language barriers create communication difficulties affecting daily activities, social interactions, and confidence levels. Discrimination and racism, including verbal and physical assaults, reported by international students. Culture shock occurs when students encounter radical differences in values, attitudes, and behaviors. Accent stereotyping leads to linguistic racism where students face mockery and prejudice. International students find forming friendships with local students extremely difficult and challenging. Social isolation intensifies when students gravitate only towards same ethnicity international student groups. Climate differences, environmental conditions, and housing problems compound adjustment difficulties significantly. Academic challenges. Academic struggles affect all students, but international students experience significantly higher difficulties. Teaching methods, curriculum structures, and professors' accents create comprehension barriers for learners. Despite passing English proficiency tests, students struggle with accent-related communication problems. Reading speed, writing quality, and assignment completion become major academic performance obstacles. Teacher-student interaction difficulties prevent students from seeking necessary academic help and clarification. Fear of sounding unintelligent forces students to avoid classroom discussions and participation. Students in non-English speaking countries face additional burden of learning new language. First-year students experience maximum academic challenges while adjusting to new learning environments. Unclear degree requirements, advisor problems, and perceived lecturer discrimination intensify academic stress. When academic challenges become overwhelming, students lose motivation and sometimes drop out. Psychological challenges. Mental health awareness increased significantly from 2013 onwards, reflected in research publications. International students report higher psychological disturbance levels compared to domestic student counterparts. Homesickness remains most stable psychological challenge persisting throughout entire study duration overseas. Anxiety, depression, paranoia, and somatic symptoms are commonly reported by international students globally. Absence of culturally appropriate food intensifies emotional distress and homesickness feelings significantly. 41% of surveyed students experienced elevated stress levels affecting daily functioning. Language discrimination leads to inferiority complex, social withdrawal, and severe self-esteem issues. SOS. Students rarely seek professional counseling due to cultural stigma and unwillingness disclosing problems. Mental health facility underutilization occurs despite availability of university counseling centers nationwide. Social connectedness with domestic students reduces mental health problems compared to ethnic isolation. Economic challenges. Financial difficulties remain most under-researched challenge despite affecting international students significantly throughout duration. Tuition fees for international students substantially exceed amounts charged to domestic students. Even countries offering free education to citizens charge premium fees to international students. International students pay double or triple tuition compared to domestic students. About 62% of international students depend on financial support from outside host country. High accommodation costs force students living in overcrowded small rooms with roommates. Part-time employment opportunities provide insufficient income for covering education and living expenses. First year proves financially the toughest, as students underestimate actual survival costs significantly. Work restrictions prevent international students from depending on employment for financial stability. Financial instability leads to severe stress affecting academic performance and mental health. The common thread. Language issues emerged as underlying cause connecting all major challenge categories comprehensively. Academic performance suffers directly when students cannot understand lectures, read quickly, or write. Sociocultural integration becomes impossible without ability to communicate with local population effectively. Employment opportunities reduce drastically when students cannot speak host country's official language. Psychological problems, including anxiety and depression, stem from linguistic isolation and discrimination. Native English speakers face linguistic racism due to accents despite high proficiency. Non-English speaking countries create additional language learning burden before academic journey begins. Students must achieve certain proficiency levels within limited timeframes for tuition-free education. Language discrimination manifests through ethnic and linguistic stereotyping affecting student confidence severely. Persistent problems. No improvement in 21 years. Analysis revealed absolutely no changes or improvements in challenges between 2002 and 2022. Early research identified identical issues like cultural differences, language barriers, and discrimination. Recent studies continue highlighting same problems, indicating lack of institutional corrective actions. Universities and host countries appear not to be implementing effective solutions despite extensive research. This stagnation suggests international students viewed primarily as revenue sources rather than students. Description of international students as cash cows gains credibility with persistent unresolved challenges. Absence of supportive policies, subsidized services, and genuine integration efforts continues globally. Research publications increase, but practical improvements in student experiences remain completely absent. Regional differences. English-speaking countries like USA, UK, Australia produce maximum research on student challenges. Non-English-speaking European countries produced minimal research despite hosting hundreds of thousands. China hosted over 490,000 international students but contributed only 3% of research articles. Students in English-speaking countries face fewer sociocultural challenges due to language familiarity. Non-English-speaking destinations create additional burdens, including mandatory new language acquisition requirements. International students face similar challenges globally, but manifestation intensity varies by location. Research gap in non-English speaking countries prevents comprehensive understanding of unique challenges. Limited research availability suggests either language barriers or limited institutional interest in investigations. Impact on student success. Unaddressed challenges lead to low life satisfaction and decreased interest in academics. Germany reported higher dropout rates among international students, citing language, finances, and requirements. Academic performance declines when students face overwhelming sociocultural, psychological, and economic pressures. Physical health deteriorates alongside mental health when students cannot access appropriate support. Career prospects diminish as academic problems accumulate, affecting graduation timelines and outcomes. Negative experiences affect future international student enrollment decisions and institutional reputation globally. 5 essential recommendations for international students and abroad. Education aspirants. Research host country's culture, language requirements, and living costs thoroughly before departure. Connect immediately with university support services, including counseling, academic advising, and mentorship. Build diverse friendships with both international and domestic students for broader support. Develop strong language skills and seek additional language support programs upon arrival. Maintain regular communication with family while actively addressing financial planning and budgeting. EduJob 360 hopes these powerful insights empower you to recognize these challenges before they happen and conquer them using our 5 proven strategies for a broad education success. Want to explore and know more about careers, jobs, and education? Subscribe to our EduJob 360 YouTube videos and watch 180+ videos. Need personalized career guidance? You can reach out to us via WhatsApp for affordable individual career coaching, detailed counseling reports for students from 8th grade to college, link in the description below. Wishing you a bright and successful future. Team EduJob 360.